welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions review on the new NARS Soft Matte Foundation. I am so excited to be filming this video. I am a huge fan of the Soft Matte concealer. So when I saw that they released a foundation, I was so quick to jump onto it. I'm so excited to be testing it out, to be giving you guys my first impressions, review, giving you my final thoughts, what I think of the foundation. So basically it is a matte foundation, and although I have dry skin, very dry skin, I've always loved the NARS Creamy Matte Concealer because the formula is matte, but it's so creamy and blendable and buttery that it did not dry my under eyes. I didn't find my under eyes to be super drying or to be creasing a lot. So I really like the formula of the concealer. So when I saw that they released a foundation, I was so excited, hoping that it is the same formula. So I'm going to be testing this out today. And by the end of the video, I'm going to be giving you my final thoughts, if I think it's worth it, the way I like it on my skin, and all that fun stuff. So I'm just going to read what this foundation says it does. So basically it says, the new take on matte, comfortable 16-hour wear, full natural looking coverage, true color, oxidation resistant, transfer proof, and shine proof. And it says it's for normal combination oily skin types, and I am none of those. However, like I said, I really love the concealer, so I'm hoping that I'll get the same result with the concealer with this foundation. And it says for instructions to apply a small amount starting in the center of the face and blend outwards. So for today, I'm gonna use a brush and a sponge. And yeah, I'm gonna test it out and give you guys my thoughts. So I got mine in the color Santa Fe Medium 2. It's like a smidge too light. However, with bronzer and all that jazz, it'll fix itself. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna do one side with the brush and the other side with the sponge. Okay, so considering it is a matte foundation and my skin is super dry, I would recommend, if you do have dry skin or if you have normal to dry skin, whatever the case may be, if you are dry, using a matte foundation or a matte concealer, matte anything, it's really necessary to moisturize your skin well. So I've already moisturized with my daily moisturizer, but I'm going to moisturize even more with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I used to use this like when it first came out. I don't know why I stopped, but I recently repurchased it. It is one of the most hydrating primers I've ever tried. Like it's so good. So if you have dry skin and you love matte foundations, try out this primer. Okay, so I'm just gonna shake it up a bit. And I love this packaging. I love NARS packaging. I think it's like the sleek matte look. I love it. So I'm just gonna pop a couple drops onto my brush. I feel like it's been so long since I filmed. August is like a crazy month. I have like a trillion birthdays in the month of August in my family, so every time I wanted to sit down to film, I literally was not able to. But I was so excited to film this video. I couldn't wait for the foundation to come in the mail. Okay, so wow. Like I said, it is a bit too light. Like it looks really light, but it looks even lighter because of the lighting. It might look a bit crazy, but we can make it work. The way this is making my skin look, I'm amazed. And it blended so nicely. Like I could still see my freckles, and it gives like a healthy glow to the skin, which I like. I don't like something looks like cakey. I don't like that at all. So it just gives like a beautiful, healthy glow to the skin without being too intense. I love the coverage so far. You could see the difference already. It's insane. Like I consider myself to have pretty good skin, but like I have a couple blemishes here and I had a couple of scars from previous blemishes, and it covered everything beautifully. So this is one application. If you're more of a natural foundation kind of person like I am, I think one application is more than enough. The more you apply, the more coverage you'll get. But so far, I really like the way this looks on my skin. So I'm gonna go in on the other side with the sponge and apply same thing, couple drops on the sponge. Okay, so this is the side with the sponge. With the sponge, I automatically see a difference. This side that I use the sponge with looks more natural, looks more like your skin, whereas the brush kind of gave me more of a full coverage look. Like I have two little blemishes here and I could still see the redness with them with the sponge. I'm sure if I were to apply another layer, it would definitely cover, but I prefer the foundation with a sponge just because it gives dewiness. It gives more dewiness to the skin, which I love because I am dry. So I like the way it applied just a bit more with a sponge. However, the side with the brush is also beautiful. The side with the brush, I find it to be a bit more matte. However, I find the side with the sponge looks a smidge more glowy and more natural. So I prefer the side with the sponge. But overall, the way it applied on my skin is incredible. I really do like this foundation so far. It is a tad too light for me, but with these lights it makes me look a bit ghostly, but you guys are gonna update a little later. But I really do like this foundation so far. It does remind me of the concealer, the consistency and the blendability and the way it looks on the skin. I'm gonna be using the concealer. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the number medium 1 Custard. So I quickly applied the concealer, and every time I wear this concealer I remember how much I love it. So even though it's matte, I don't feel like it's like sucking all the moisture out of my skin. I find that it just lays so nicely on the skin. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look muddy. I absolutely love both of these formulas, especially together. I find with both the concealer and the foundation, you get that perfect creamy matte finish. I absolutely love the both of them together. The concealer is super creamy. It's not drying at all. Like I said, I really do love it under my eyes, and I love the way it blended out. Also, another thing I like is that you don't have to set this foundation. When it dries down, it dries matte. I like that I don't have to set it because I don't like adding layers. I don't like just putting powder, bronzer. I hate that. I like to see my skin under the foundation. And like I said, I could still see my freckles in this area, also in this area. So I'm happy that I don't have to set it and still get away with a matte, medium coverage, but still beautiful glow to the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish all the rest of my makeup, blush, bronzer, all that stuff. I'll be back to give you my final thoughts, and then I'll also check in a bit later and let you know how it's wearing on my skin. So stay tuned for that, and let's just get right into the rest of the makeup. Okay, so I'm back and I have my final thoughts gathered, but I also want to wear the foundation for a bit longer and then update you guys a bit later in this video. But after Okay, so first let me tell you what I did on my face. So I went in with bronzer, and I went in with the Marc Jacobs Tantic 102 bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers. I absolutely love it. So I went in this to bronze up my skin. So then for blush, I went in with two. I went in with the Milani Luminoso 05, and then I went in with the Essence Beloved. And then for highlight, I went in with the Fenty Beauty Killawatt highlight in Lighting Dust and Fire Crystal, the duo one. I used the one that is more subtle, which is this shade right here. So I use that for highlight. Then for brows, I went in with the Glossier, the Brow Flick, and the Boy Brow. And then for lashes, I use the Monsieur Big from Lancome, the mascara. And for lips, I went in with the Sephora lip liner in the color 02, Nothing But Nude. And then I went in with the Alamar Cosmetics gloss in Birthday Suit. So that's what I did on my face. And just to give you like my thoughts after applying makeup on top of this foundation, I am literally obsessed. Like the way that the bronzer and blush and highlight laid on my skin is absolutely stunning. Everything blended beautifully. My bronzer blended out super nicely, even though I didn't set my face anywhere, not under my eyes, not in the areas where I get more oily, nowhere. Like this is just the foundation with bronzer, blush, highlight on top, and I really do like it. I will check in later today and let you know how it's wearing for a couple hours. I don't want to just put it on and then after an hour say, oh, I absolutely love it. I want to actually give my thoughts. So I'll check back in a bit later with you guys to let you know how I like it. I'm going to be running around today, so I'll probably be sweating, and then we'll see how it lasts. But as for right now, this for me is a go. I actually really love it. But like I said, if you are dry, be sure to moisturize and use a very hydrating primer, and you should be good. So for a dry girl, I really do like this. And yeah, so if you want to see what I think in the next couple of hours, just keep on watching. I'll check back in with you guys a little bit later. Hello, I'm back. So I've been wearing this foundation since about like 11:30ish this morning, and it's now almost 4:30, so about like 5 hours. And I figured I'd check in, just to let you know how I feel, if my thoughts have changed, if I see anything that's happening. I had a busy day. I was running around a lot with my sister today, so wearing a mask and being in and out of stores, sweating, you know, it was hot today. I figured that it was a perfect day to do a wear test and see how I like it. So it's only been 5 hours. They say that you could say that it's a 16-hour wear foundation, so I won't be wearing it for 16 hours, but I'm going to check in twice in this video, once now and then once before I remove my makeup tonight before going to bed, to let you know my final thoughts like completely. But this is just a quick check-in, and I figured outdoors is best because it's natural lighting. And honestly, my thoughts have not changed. I don't see a drastic difference from when I first applied it this morning. It has sunk into a couple of my lines, like a bit of my smile lines, and it has creased just like right in the corners of my eyes where I do have like these fine lines, but nothing that is alarming, I would say. It doesn't throw me off. It doesn't like make me not like the foundation. It's normal. It's where I normally have the foundation sitting in my lines. But I feel like this is the best lighting that you guys could see. It looks the same. My skin does not feel dry. I did use a hydrating primer, but generally throughout the day, even though I'm wearing a matte foundation, my skin would get dry, and I still find there's a beautiful look to my skin. So I'm really impressed. I love the way this looks. My bronzer is still on, and I could vouch that it does not transfer. I was wearing my mask and I moved it around a couple of times to really see if it would transfer, and nothing. It did not transfer whatsoever. So I even checked my mask to see the inside of it to see if there was like makeup. Nothing is like creased, nothing is removed. Even around my nose, whenever I wear a mask, the makeup tends to be removed, and not a stitch. You could just kind of see like what I meant here, and a bit of my smile lines, but other than that, it's an amazing foundation. I still give it 5 stars. My thoughts have not changed, and I'll see you back later tonight. Hey guys, okay, so I am back after a very long day of wearing this foundation. I put this on at around 11:30 about, and it is now 7:30 almost p.m. So that means I've been wearing it since, let's say 11:30. I'm very good at math.
One eternity later.
So about 8 hours. Last time I checked in with you guys, it's been about 2 hours since then, and I gathered my final thoughts completely. And my final thoughts are, I absolutely love this foundation. It is so nice on the skin. I haven't even touched up or anything, and like I said before, I was wearing a mask. I was touching my face, but the mask was rubbing against my face. In my nose area, like at the slightest amount, am I missing a bit of foundation around my nose here. Just a bit, like in the crevices of my nose, it is a bit it's a bit heavy, but that's normal. That always happens to me, like whenever, with no matter what foundation. The one thing I did notice, my smile lines, like the foundation sunk into them a little bit, but not a crazy amount compared to other foundations. Like, it's crazy. This foundation is absolutely stunning. It is amazing. The formula is impeccable. I'm presently surprised with this foundation. I absolutely love it. Like, I was helping my sister today. I was even cutting onions and my eyes started watering and it leaked onto my face, and nothing. Like, not a stitch of foundation has been like ruined, transferred. Absolutely nothing, and it does not oxidize. I could vouch for that as well. The color has not changed from when I first put it on. It's stunning. So I'll zoom you in a bit so you could see better. Like, everything still looks amazing. I would say like maybe just my under eyes look a little dark because of like probably when I was tearing, but even the concealer, like it creases a little bit, which is normal, but it didn't crease an insane amount, which I like. But other than that, like just in my nose a bit, if you could see it, it's like a bit heavy in that area on the sides here, but that, like I said, that's always happened, and I've only lost a bit of foundation at the tip of my nose where my mascara is. So nothing crazy. I still give this a 5-star. I absolutely love it. It's been wearing amazing for 8 hours. I'm sure it'll wear just as well for 16. So yeah, I absolutely love this foundation. I think that you guys should test it out. Even if you're a dry girl, I really do love it. I approve. I think it is dry girl friendly, but moisturize and prime well. If you moisturize and use a great primer, you will love this foundation no matter how dry your skin is. I'm obsessed. I love it. I really do love it. I think that it just wears beautifully on the skin. It is probably one of my favorite matte foundations that I own, and I could say that with 100% confidence. If you love matte foundations, I think that you would really love this. And if you're a dry girl but you don't like dewy foundations, you don't like the look of being dewy, you prefer matte, I would definitely test this out because it doesn't make your skin look completely matte and completely dehydrated. It is a beautiful formula. So those are my thoughts on that foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment in the comments down below for what you'd like to see in future videos. And yeah, that's it. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.